Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here today with senior editor David Mark. And David, let's talk about the primaries that we saw this past week in Georgia. Both of Trump's big candidates that he endorsed for statewide races for governor and for the Secretary of State in the primaries fell far short. What are your takeaways from that?
Right. This was the second straight week of a big primary season. And indeed, former President Donald Trump's chosen candidates really face planted. They did very poorly. His chosen rival against the sitting Republican governor, Brian Kemp, former Senator David Perdue, was crushed by 50 percentage points. And notably, the guy that Trump tried to get to change the 2020 election results in Georgia, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, won easily in that race. So not really a good night for the former president.
In Texas, there was a really key runoff in a primary there, a Democrat on Democrat race in a border district where an incumbent was facing off against a newcomer, Jessica Cisneros, who had big star power backing, Bernie Sanders, AOC. She raised more money. She wasn't able to quite close the deal. At this moment, it's too close to call. What do you make of that?
Right. This is Jessica Cisneros against Congressman Henry Cuellar, who was first elected back in 2004. He's on the more conservative side for a House Democrat. He's anti-abortion. He votes with business. And there are some other issues that make him kind of different from the squad and much of the Democratic caucus. Cisneros forced him into a runoff in the first round of voting back on March 1st. So this time, though, it's still undecided, and they are within a percentage point of each other. Cuellar has declared victory. That does not mean he's won, but the numbers are probably moving in his favor. I think it sends a message, though, about some of these progressive challengers. This was the best possible environment for somebody like Cisneros to win. She was stressing abortion rights, and of course we have that draft Supreme Court opinion suggesting Roe v. Wade is about to be overturned. Additionally, Cuellar had his house raided by the FBI
right.
a few months back. We still don't quite know what that's all about, but he got a lot of bad press, and nonetheless, it still looks like he's going to pull it out.
And finally, also in Texas, in a different primary runoff, we saw George P. Bush fall to Ken Paxton, the incumbent in the Attorney General primary. Is this the end of the Bush political dynasty that we witnessed?
It very well could be. George P. Bush, the state land commissioner, is the nephew and grandson of presidents, and his father was governor of Florida. Not a bad political lineage, and his grandfather was a senator from Connecticut way back. But this is the third straight time in recent years that a Bush has fallen on the ballot. There was a cousin who ran for a House seat in Texas in 2020, and of course Jeb Bush ran for the Republican nomination for president against Donald Trump in 2016. We all know how that turns out. So after decades in office, the Bushes may be finishing out.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more reporting from David and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.